Hi, Mary from Reviewer's Diary, and I am here with a new project. This is basically what I want to use up in 2018, but it's got a little twist. It's called the Oldies but Goodies. What I did is I took out all my oldest makeup, and of course I made sure that it all smelled alright and looked okay. And I just want to use this all up. Now this is a whole bunch of different things, and I know I'm not going to finish everything. That's one of the things that I have to keep in mind. And I'm also going to include in this a Pan That palette. I wasn't terribly successful with last year's Pan That palette, and I was not going to do it this year, but I decided to go ahead and do it with maybe the goal of just hitting pan on the new palette that I picked. I'll also be carrying over the Pan That palette from 2017. Another caveat here is when I do Pan That palette and all that, I don't ignore all my other stuff. So I use stuff, but I also continue to use all my other stuff because I don't want to be using old stuff while my other stuff gets old. You know what I mean? Because the other stuff gets old and then you're not using it, and so what happens? It gets rotten and then you're back to square one with a bunch of old crap. So I'll continue to use all of my stuff in doing weekly makeup baskets or bi-weekly. I had selected this NYX Nude on Nude palette to pan. Now, I don't know how people pan an entire palette in such a short period of time as a year. Like, some people manage over the course of a year to completely empty the palette. But since I use a lot of products at the same time, like I have a weekly makeup drawer, I'm always trying new things, trying to review stuff for you guys. I just can't, I don't know how people can finish an entire palette. That having been said, I did make what I consider pretty remarkable progress. A lot of these are down, but it probably won't be visible on camera except for the one that has pan. When I go over the other palette, you'll see why I'm continuing to carry this one over, because I need some basic colors to mix with that one. So anyway, let's go over this one first. You can't really see it, but there is a little bit of a hill there. I do plan to get this one to the point of hitting pan. Remember, this is last year's palette. This one you can see that I got quite a bit out of. You probably could see it when I tilt it like that. And I used pretty much all the colors in here. At the end of 2018, whatever is not used in here is going to go in the trash. Now, for this year's palette, my daughter gave me this Urban Decay. It's called We Don't Test on Animals, Why Would Anyone? And that's the name of the palette, it looks like, because there is no other name on this palette. Now, some of you who've been makeup collectors will probably recognize this palette. It's probably from a few years ago. My daughter gave me this, and I was astonished at how beautiful these colors are. So this is like a stunning blue color, like with sparkles and the whole 9 yards. Then there's this green that I love, green shadows. And this is a super dark gray with a very slight blue shift to it. And then there's this one, it already has a little bit of a dip going, and that's just a really beautiful gold. And then there's this tan color, which is little, see when I tilt it, you can see how dark it is. It's pretty dark. And this dark brown, I'm not sure I'll ever use that, but we'll see. So these colors are like so crazy bright that I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna keep that NYX Nude on Nude around. And this is just so beautiful. My plan for this is I would like to hit pan on at least 3 or 4 colors. At least these two and these two. I'm not sure I'll hit pan on that or that, the two darker colors. Okay, so now I'm going to go over all the products that I want to finish this year. And they're pretty old. I have some foundations that I bought earlier than two of these foundations that I have. But when I looked at the manufacturing date, that is what made me decide that I had to use the foundations that I chose, because the manufacture date is like stunning. I do want to say, if anything goes bad in the midst of this project over the course of the year, I will throw it out, and I'll let you guys know, and I'll replace it with something else. I bought these foundations at the makeup outlet, and so what I've learned now from buying things at like Marshall's and the makeup outlet and other places like that is that sometimes the age is like much older than you expect. And they looked beautiful on me. And my favorite one is the Liquid Halo. Now, a lot of people don't like it because it's not very opaque, but that's one of the things I like about it. It's not a full coverage foundation. I really like this one on, and it doesn't smell off, but I'm not confident that it will still be good at the end of the year. You can see by the line that I drew that I have not used this more than a couple times. Okay, so this one is the Studio Skin, and it's a very popular foundation for a good reason. It certainly is beautiful on the skin. Anyway, I didn't use this a lot either. I have been working on this spackle, Laura Geller spackle, for quite a while. It's still good. I like this because it's not a very silicone feeling primer, and it seems to work well with any foundation that I put on. I have an old silicone feeling primer from Elizabeth Arden that is still good. It feels a lot like the Smashbox Photo Finish, and this I've had for a long time. I told myself that I'm not going to buy any more Too Faced products until I use up this, and I'm dying to try the Peaches primer and the Peaches powder because I've heard so many good things about it. Somebody out there tell me what you think about those, because sometimes the big YouTubers will blow something up on the internet and everybody has to run out and get it, and they find out it's nothing but crap. So if you've tried any of the Peaches, I'm not interested in eye palette because I have too many eye palettes already, but I'm interested in all the other makeup stuff. So let me know how that is, because I've seen good reviews, but I don't know whether to trust them or not. I did go through a phase where I was putting it on after my foundation, but then I ended up with way too much product under my eyes, and so I would smile and it'd be like, now I know there are tricks to keeping your stuff from creasing, but you know what? I'm in my 50s, and so stuff is gonna crease. It's just a fact of life. Okay, so I have a couple of concealers here that are pretty old. They're oldies but goodies. One of them is cruelty-free, one of them is not. So I have this Tarte, and I actually put this on today, and I'm like, why have I not been using you? Ah! Now you can see this is pretty low. Concealer does take forever to go through, but you can see that this one is down to about here. And so this, I think, is probably about 6 months worth of under eye concealer. And another thing I have is this eye lightening brightening thing, and it's from Neutrogena. Ugh, it's got one of these little brush things. I've learned to hate them. I don't know how much is in here, so I don't know how long this is going to take, but I do kind of like it. It's not cruelty-free. You know, I got one cruelty-free one and one that's not, and I do want to use both of these up. I know I've picked too much stuff. I know this. I know that it's going to, like, I'm never going to be able to finish it all, but I'm okay with that. I really am. Then, of course, what do you put on next? Your powder. And powder from Physicians Formula that I got forever ago. I can't even tell how old it is. It does have a lot number on it, but it still smells good, still acts good. I have it on today. I have no problems with it at all. So whatever is not done at the end of the year, I will probably let it go and put it in the trash, but I'm hoping to finish it. Probably gonna have to sprinkle into this or sprinkle into the lid is the NYX powder that I'm gonna talk about. This was sent to me a long time ago in a trade. Somebody put it in as like an extra thing because quite frankly the thing I was trading to her was like worth a lot more money than the thing that I actually got back. So she put this in there and I don't know how old it is, but it smells good, it looks good. The thing is freaking full. It has this little powder puff, which I'll probably get rid of. But for now, what it's doing is it's kind of holding the product in. So you can see it comes through the sifter. I've been keeping that on there because it's keeping the sifter from dumping powder all on the inside. This powder looks really nice and it's actually like my perfect color. And so I do want to use this. I'm not sure that I'm going to toss this out. In fact, I might not toss this out at the end of the year. This I think will be gone, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to toss this out because unless it seems like it's gone off, but right now it doesn't seem. Now I did measure and that is, if you can even see that, that's where it's at. I have used it a few times, so it's up to that line. I'll be drawing a line down, you know, and making it so you can actually see some difference. I have these two eye primers. This one I'm pretty sure I'll finish. This one I'm pretty sure I won't finish. This is Mica Beauty. It's the kind of primer that you use when you use, see it's really full, when you use glitter type like pigments and stuff. It works great with that. This is the size that comes with a palette. When you buy a palette, like sometimes they'll throw a little eye primer in there. So it's not full size, but it's, you know, these things, they last for a long time. I have this lip stuff from Laura Geller that I've had it for a long time, like too long. And it's still okay, but I'm pretty sure that since it's a liquid lip product that it's not going to last for very long. So this is definitely something that has got to go. It just absolutely has to go. It's a really pretty color. It's very sheer. It's Laura Geller, one of my favorite brands. And then there's my Sugar and Spice lip crayon from Ulta. And I've been working on this forever. And there's that much left now. And I think I have it on right now. It's like one of my favorite, absolute favorite things, but I do have another one. I did find another one. This is from Doll 10. This blush is a cream blush that I've been working on for a long time. You can see it already has a little bit of a divot in it. My only goal with this is to hit pan. It's healthy skin. I had a 4-pack, no, it was 3, it was a group package of 3 products, a highlighter, bronzer, and this. I really did like both the highlighter and bronzer, but when I did a declutter, I decided to only keep the blush because I was trying to divest myself of some non-cruelty free stuff. So I did keep this blush. This does have a little bit of a divot in it. I would like it to be done at the end of the project, because I really love this color. I have it on today. It's like a nice light color. It's not like an in-your-eye blush color. This is one of the first bronzers I ever bought, ever. It's from NYX. You can't get this anymore. It's in this geometric design. I just sweep my entire bronzer blush. I just sweep my entire bronzer brush right into this. I don't like try to use like just the gold or the, you know, reddish color or whatever. I love this. I've always loved this, and it still works really great. My goal is to hit pan, and I hate to say it, but if I don't finish it, I should probably throw it out because God only knows how old it is. I know I can look up the number on the back, which I've been stunned by some of the stuff I've found that's really old in my collection, but this is still working really well and I really like it. So I'll make a decision at the end of the year when this is probably not going to be done, but I'm going to be working very hard on it. I have this Laura Mercier highlighter. It's highlight number 01. It came in a box called Sample Society that then became Allure Sample Society that then became Allure Beauty Box. This is from the very first box that I ever joined, which was Sample Society. And that was, gosh, quite a few years ago. Anyway, I've been working on this highlighter for a long time, on and off, on and off. It's beautiful. I have some of it on today. It doesn't really seem to carry very well. So I don't know if it's like really performing as well as I'd like it to. It had quite a dome on it and now that dome is pretty low. My main plan for this is to hit pan. I don't think I'm ever going to finish this. I have a lot of highlighter that I'll never finish, but I'm definitely not going to ever finish this. I might, you know, do my best to just whittle this down. It's really pretty, but it's old. It's really old, and so it's got to go soon. So that's why this is called the Oldies but Goodies. But anyway, I have two pencils. I actually have a whole bunch of pencils, but I only included these two in this project because these are my two oldest eye pencils. Shoot, I missed my lip pencil when I did the lip products. Dag nabbit. Anyway, these are my two oldest eye pencils. This one is Elizabeth Arden and it's a brown black color. I use it a lot under my eyes. So I'll be measuring this pencil out on a index card. I really expect that since I'm going to be putting the makeup that is in this project to the right, where I tend to look first, that I think I'm going to be able to use these things up. And to the left, I'll put my makeup basket because that'll be a slightly lower priority. Next pencil is this from NYC, which I don't think is, I think I heard you can't even buy it here anymore. I am keeping two eyeshadows in here because they're so old. First, my little broken e.l.f. quad. I did manage to find this online and bought another one. This has been one of my absolute favorite quads. And you can see I already hit pan on two of the colors. My plans for this is to finish these two and hit pan on these two. And the very last thing is one of my favorite things, and I can't find it anymore. Ulta sometimes creates these makeup products that are like so fabulous that after they discontinue them, sometimes they come back, like the Sugar and Spice Chubby Stick. That was gone for like 2 years, and I'm sure there were people asking for it, and so of course they brought it back. The color's not exactly the same, but they still brought it back. Well, this Ulta eyeshadow. Now, I know I could probably find it on eBay, but it would be really old at this point, and I wouldn't know what kind of storage condition it would have been kept in by that seller. So this is going to be my farewell to my favorite eyeshadow of all time. I'm going to carry this through 2018. It just looks blue, but it's a duochrome. You know, I have a real weakness for duochromes. Look at that color. It's just the most beautiful, beautiful color. I've already hit pan on this, so it should, of course, it strokes on better with the brush with eye primer, but it's like a really pale color. But I really need to use this up because I've been cherishing this as my favorite eyeshadow and I'm never going to be able to buy it again, that kind of thinking. And that's not good thinking because it's just going to go bad and I'm not going to enjoy this to the very last bit. Anyway, Thank you very much for watching. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary, and please give this video a thumbs up. I really do appreciate you watching. If you give a thumbs up, a lot of times it circulates the video a little bit so other people can see it, or please share it with people that you're friends with. But in any case, thank you so much for taking the time out of your incredibly busy lives to watch this video. And I will trim as much out of it as I can, but I think this is probably too long already. So anyway, thank you and have a beautiful evening. Good night.